And new tonight, the Orange County District Attorney's Office is launching an investigation into the aerospace company that owns this chemical tank.
Yeah, and joining us live now is Orange County District Attorney Todd Spitzer. DA Spitzer, thank you so much for joining us. Okay, DA Spitzer, what can you tell us about your investigation tonight?
Obviously, we're at the earliest stages of an investigation, but I was at the command center yesterday and we were flying drones over very, very close because I want to make sure we're preserving all the evidence in the event this ends up in litigation. I'm the prosecutor for Orange County, and I am just absolutely horrified and incredibly upset. You have 50,000 people have been displaced. They don't know if their homes are going to be leveled. They don't know the situation they're going to be confronting. They're in hotels. They're staying with friends. They don't know how they're going to purchase food. They don't know where their pets are going to go. And when you look at this footage that's on the screen right now, you will see these black pipes that surround these tanks. Those are water sprayers that are internal for that particular tower to cool it down. I am scratching my head, asking a question I think everybody's asking. How in the world could this entity, right, a multi-million-dollar company that's responsible for this kind of manufacturing using volatile chemicals, not have any redundancy or backup systems for purposes of cooling? If the happy place for methacrylate is 50 degrees, then how in the world, when there's been a failure, there's no backup? So we will be looking and conducting a full investigation to determine whether or not there's been incidents in the past and whether or not this particular company has been derelict in its duties to protect the public. In addition, I've announced today that I'm asking whistleblowers, and I've put a hotline. I'm asking people to come forward from inside the company and whistleblow on this company and tell us what they know about whether or not this company has been derelict in its duties. You can see right now this black piping. So the fire authority is spraying a great amount of water from a hose onto these three towers. The tower in question is the single tower in the back. That's the one that has the problem. But they have their own watering system, which clearly is inadequate in the event that there's a cooling failure. So the reason this chemical, this MMA chemical, is raising in temperature is because that's what it's supposed to do in the manufacturing process. But in order to protect the manufacturing process, and more importantly, the public, it has to be maintained at a 50-degree or lower temperature. This company failed. And so I'm angry. I'm the lead prosecutor for Orange County. I will be coordinating with other law enforcement agencies, other prosecutorial agencies, and we will get to the bottom of why the system failed and why there's no redundancy built in when a system fails. And that is the biggest question that I am facing tonight.
Well, DA Spitzer, going off of that, does this company have any history of violations? I know you mentioned that you're going to be kicking off this investigation, but are you aware of anything in the past that this company may or may not have done? And then how does that play into possible litigation down the road?
Certainly front and center is this particular incident, and whether or not they have had other violations which are similar material to this potential situation. We will have to put that together in the coming days. The first and foremost concern of me and everybody that's affected and everybody who's trying to deal with the situation is protecting the public. I don't want everybody to be focusing on my investigation, but I am indicating to employees who work at GKN that if you want to come forward and you want to be interviewed and you want to tell us what you know, now is the time, because when we launch an investigation and we get to the bottom of what happened and why the system failed, if you haven't come forward, you're not going to be treated the same as if you come forward early and you tell us what you know. We need to know why the system failed, and we need to know why there's no redundancy. For goodness sakes, they're in the middle of a commercial area, residential. It's an urban population, 3.3 million people in Orange County. Southern California, 20 million plus. And this is a situation we're facing tonight. It's irresponsible, it's horrific, and I'm angry about it, and I'm going to channel my anger to continue to protect the public. But tonight, we are not getting satisfactory answers, but in the future, I can assure you we will.
Yeah, and DA Spitzer, we know authorities there down on the ground saying one of two things can happen. Either this will leak or it will explode. In the case that it does explode, they have an area right now for homes that may get damaged. If homes do end up damaged, we do not want that to happen, but that could be the reality of this. What action can your office take? What action can homeowners take?
We had an oil spill off the coast of Orange County several years ago, and there was both criminal prosecution by the Attorney General and myself, the California Attorney General, Mr. Bonta, and then also civil litigation. And as a result, there was monies through insurance and other means. Look, Leslie, I mean, none of us want to see that kind of situation come to fruition. But in the event it does, these people need to be made whole, and these people need to put their lives back together. And what I am saying right now, based upon my own personal observations, being at the command center yesterday, flying a drone right into that spray that you're saying on the screen right now, looking at the top of the systems and seeing the water coming through those black pipes, that's the system they had in place. That's wholly inadequate to handle this situation, to keep this methylcrylate cool. So there's going to be a lot of questions, and I am going to be right there front and center, making sure that this company is held accountable.
Well, we'll certainly keep our eyes on it and check in with you again, Orange County District Attorney Todd Spitzer. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you.